Hey, all you Frisbee fans, welcome back to OTB TV's coverage of the PDGA Pro World Championships presented by Grip 6 from Ogden, Utah. This is day 4 of the World Championships. I'll be talking you through the action. I'm Greggy Biscuits.
And I'm Holyn Handley.
Very happy to have Holyn Handley here in the booth with me, talking it through, talking about Mulligans. It's day 4. Holyn, what's in the players' heads here? Is there a shift in strategy as we get closer to the end of the tournament? Positioning is key. How does this change from day 2 at Mulligans?
Yeah, so day 4, it's kind of do or die because there is a cut at the end of the day. So only the top 28 players plus ties will move on to the final round.
Hole 1 here at Mulligans. It is a par 4 to kick things off, 711 feet. Now you have the water here on the right, that's OB, but really not coming into play too much for these players. Driving range fence far to the left, but what are they thinking as they get up to this area with their drives, Holyn?
Yeah, so off the tee, you're really trying to get as far as you can with just a hyzer, ideally. And then depending on how far you get, you can decide if you want to try to go for this pin or if you want to lay up in front of the bunkers. One thing you don't want to do is go for the pin, end up in an early hazard, and likely a bogey stroke.
Call it early nerves or what have you. This has played as the most difficult hole on both days at Mulligans. And Ella pushes a little more right maybe than she thought, but she's not going to be in trouble over there at Hyzer's back fine.
Yeah, she's got plenty of distance. She may still be able to attack from there.
Sarah Gilpin up next.
Yep, and Sarah just going a nice, safe hyzer, not messing with the water.
Again,
and out over by the sidewalk.
And again, casual sidewalks here for the most part at Mulligans. You've got OB greens and water hazards, along with sand traps, which play as a hazard where you play it as it lies with a penalty stroke.
Here's Holly, trusting it out over the water, putting herself in some good footing to lay up for the 4.
Here we see Jessica Weese.
And she's putting a little bit of turn on it, trying to get a little extra distance, trying to get aggressive.
It pushes out past that car path on the left. Again, she'll have a choice whether to attack the bunker side of the green or kind of attack that left side.
Here's Sarah, putting herself right in front of the bunker. It should be an easy putter up shot from there.
Here we see Holly Finley. Again, just short of those bunkers, so not really testing that, and she should have a nice couple options for her approach.
Here's Jessica going to that sidearm. I like that approach if you have it. You can leave it out on this left side and let the hill kind of catch it, so it's going to finish toward the pin on the back side of that hill.
Yeah, she actually ended up pushing up pretty far on that left side, so sets up her long look for 3.
Oh, looks like she left that a little high again, but she's got so much distance that she's over the hill. Show us some kind of look.
A little bit off balance on those first 2 throws, but we should see Hansen settle down as the round progresses. Here's Sarah's upshot, and she sticks it to the hill. Great approach there from Sarah Gilpin.
Yeah, it takes a lot of touch to approach into this green. If you're a little too high, you're going to stay along and give yourself a circle's edge putt at best. We see Holly's got great touch with her approaches as well.
And here we see that backside look, basically pin high almost there for Jessica, and she does well to stay to the downward slope of the green there. Ella pushed this far, so she has almost a backstop, but again, sand traps on the other side, so only get so aggressive with your upshot there.
Yeah, I think she would have liked another 10 or 15 feet, but she's a good putter. She can maybe make something happen from there.
Concentration from Jessica, and she cashes in. Nice par there for Weese to start off day 4.
Yeah, that's a nervy first putt, putting from the top of the hill. You know, if you miss, you probably got a 40-footer coming back up.
Ella looking for her par, but she's just a little short there and actually have a little bit of work to do now on the comeback putt.
Yeah, between the rollways and the death putt at the top of the hill, it's very easy to just putt back and forth all day long in this basket. Not like I'm speaking from experience.
Important putt here for Hansen. Doesn't want to let things get too out of control on hole 1.
Thank you.
Nice smooth putt there in the basket. Again, we don't always love a bogey, but we like a bogey save.
Yeah, it was a good correction. She was a little low on that first one, but she came out confident on that second putt, able to cash it.
Here we see Holly lining hers up. So many opportunities for danger here at Mulligans as you see that sand trap just behind Holly. A lot of these greens feature a sloped green along with these sand trap hazards.
Yeah, and you'll notice a difference from round 2 to this round. They went out and painted some OB lines, so there are several shots that would have been safe on round 2 that will not be safe today.
Yeah, definitely brewing a little bit of controversy on day 3 and 4. Some things were clarified, but somewhat to the chagrin of a few of our players.
Sarah cashes the putt.
Nice.
Always nice to start your round with a nice confident putt like that.
Yeah, we only saw one birdie on the entire day. It was from Katrina Allen here on hole 1. 50% of the field had a bogey or worse, so par feels really good. As we move on to hole 2, 250 feet, we thank GK Pro for the drone flyover. Shout out to those guys. Make sure you check out their channel. They're doing great work. Get some OB to sail over here on hole 2. Water on your right. Sand traps once again guarding the near side of that mound, which protects the basket with water behind. So you have to be very accurate with your distance control here.
Definitely, as you see, Sarah might be a little low. Catches the front side of that hill.
43% birdie rate on the day. Played as the easiest hole here at Mulligans on day 4.
Yeah, being as short as it is, and you're able to see the basket, you definitely feel like you need to get this one.
Ooh, I think Holly just got that one with a park job here on hole 2. Nice drive there from Holly Finley. Sidearm approach here from Jessica.
A little short, but she narrowly avoids that bunker.
Yeah, needed it to stick, and luckily some grabby grass there keeps her out of the sand trap. Getting that little bit higher speed disc there, cutting to the hill. Did well to stop. Ella lines up her backhand, and again, I guess you're trying to just sail over the top of that hill, but you don't want to sail too far.
Yeah, that hill does add a little trickiness to this hole because you need to leave it high enough to get over it. It's very easy to grab the front side of it.
Sarah should have an easy par there.
Jessica lining up her Anheuser putt. She may be able to just see the top of the basket, but from that side of the hill, depending on where you are, this can very quickly be a blind putt.
This would build some momentum for Jessica, but it's just low. She'll also have an easy par drop in as we see Ella, again, taking a knee. Opening it up a little bit, but just short and left.
And Holly with the tap in. Great shot.
Yeah, that's a really solid 2. Taking strokes on the card as we see our tap ins here. Beautiful day out at Mulligans. I'd say these were probably some of our best conditions, wouldn't you agree, Holyn?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the weather was hot, but clear. Not really much wind to speak of. Pretty decent conditions.
All right. And we see the flyover here for hole 3, 320 feet, 12th most difficult on the day with an 18% birdie rate. As we see Holly with the box here. Again, we saw a few of our players just a little low and ending up in this Guardian sand trap, which I think may have swallowed Holly's disc there as well.
Yeah, you definitely need to leave it high enough to get over that bunker, but the higher you leave the disc, the more you're sacrificing on distance. Okay. It looks like she's throwing the new Grace, line 264.
Again, not a big deal if you hyzer out a little early here because you're going to take yourself out of that danger. Again, cart path not playing with any penalty.
Yeah, the only danger left, there is some water short left, so if you are unfortunate enough to catch that.
And there is that golf green, which Jessica did not want to be on, and it thankfully rolled off safe, and she's inside circle 1. She'll be a little obscured from there, but she'll be happy to have avoided the golf green. Ella skying it.
Yep, using that distance advantage, able to just fling over all of that OB.
I think that's going to be quite all right for Ella Hansen, as she is positioned just outside the bullseye here on hole 3. All right, big putt for Holly.
Yeah, looks like she just barely trickled into that bunker.
Definitely doesn't want to give the stroke back that she just earned on hole 2. Beautiful backdrop of the mountains here in Ogden. Oh, and it is pure. What a nice putt from Holly Finley there. She saves her par. Well done. All right. Yeah, as you kind of suspected earlier, Jessica was obscured by that little pine tree. Possibly a spruce. Ooh, and those boughs just knocked it down. Here we see Ella's 2 putts, and it is in there. Nice birdie for Ella. You see Jessica tap out. Again, definitely the flow of play was much smoother here on day 4 as players were just settled into their groove, settled into their tournament routine. Obviously had seen the course already once. Possibly happy to be out of the woods from the fort. Talk about a little bit about the difference between the 2 courses there, Holyn.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 courses couldn't be more different. The fort's very tight, very technical. You really got to attack with fairways. And then here, with it being a distance course mainly, you got to be smart about which holes you attack. It's a lot more about distance control shots, picking the right landing zones, and avoiding the outbound.
All right, as we see that flyover here for hole 4, water on the left, but plenty of fairway to use on the right here for our players. As Ella lines up her drive, and a little early there as the next card actually was still
almost
on the tee.
Nailed on.
All right, Holly, again, for a short break, lined up her shot. 12th most difficult on the day. Only 1% birdies, so you know what that means. Not too many.
Yeah, big arms can go for this, but this is a hole where if you don't have that 380 feet of distance, you're just going to pick a nice big spot in the middle of the fairway.
She has to go with a nice pull here. Stables up nicely. And again, this is one of these few greens that features a land bridge. So you have a little bit of extra room to run your putt, which you see Sarah can take advantage of here. She's still a little short. But the water is not very far, as we saw it did take an OB stroke on Lindsay Fish's card on day 2.
And Holly's got that land bridge behind the pin from where she was at, like you were talking about, so able to get that a bit of a run.
Not messing around, though. She'll have an easy par. Again, Ella maybe sensing that water. And Jessica does the same.
Yep. Clyde just playing it safe, taking it free, and moving on.
A little breezy here on day 4 at Mulligans, but again, nothing too overwhelming. See the rest of the players tap out here on the green. Haley Kane getting the only birdie there on hole 4 here on day 4 of the World Championships. Hole 5 is next. 567 feet. It's a par 4. Played as the 3rd easiest hole here on day 4. Again, at 567 feet, doesn't really require a big arm. To get your birdie look, you really just have to be accurate and avoid that water on the left, which, again, Ella definitely has avoided the water. She was actually heading for that right side property line, and that was probably a good tree hit.
Yeah, probably doesn't need to try and flex it. Just a couple of hyzers, and she could easily have that birdie look.
Yeah, it seems like she's been a little uncomfortable on the tee so far, just slightly off balance. But again, she's been very consistent with her distance all week, so I'll look for her to improve on that.
Holyn and Sarah just leaving it in center of the fairway, setting up for a straightforward second approach.
There are a few sand traps here on the right if you do try and flex your disc and it turns over, but Jessica, it's a nice forward skip, and that'll be a good position there to attack the green.
You see Sarah going wide, trying to play the skip, not messing with that water.
There we go. There's that green. Ella again on the right side. Not sure if she's practiced this line, but nice control. Needs to sit down. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, again, an example of this sneaky water, which encroaches on many of these greens here at Mulligans. Too hot of a skip, and you can end up in the water.
Yeah, tough from where she was, having to throw directly at the water, whereas these ladies have a little more room to kind of leave it out to the right.
Yeah, as we saw Owen dissect this hole on day 2, playing this nice wide swing, letting the disc skip up to the basket, but Jessica just, again, testing that OB. Should be all right over there. Sarah Gilpin, again, half run, not wanting to test it too much. Yeah,
it's hard to commit on those circle 2 putts with water probably only about 10 to 15 feet behind the pin.
How does it change your strategy as a player, Holyn, when you've seen someone on your card take the extra stroke going OB right here in circle 1?
Well, I would like to say it doesn't affect me, but you definitely don't want to copy what they do. You know, it definitely gets in your head a little bit if you let it, and you kind of maybe stalk the putt a little bit.
Do you lower your aggressiveness based on the fact that you've gained that stroke, but really you're playing against yourself at this point, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, in my head I want to putt just as aggressively. Definitely something I'm still working on.
Okay, as we see the rest of our players try and score their birdies. Jessica was fortunate to stay in bounds here on the left side. She's just a few steps outside circle 1. There's her bid. No good.
Yeah, and Jess really likes to go to that Anheuser putt for situations like this where she doesn't want it to go too far past, but still wants to give it a good aggressive bid.
And actually, she had a good angle for the Annie putt there with the positioning of the bank. Speaking of the bank, Ella, frustrated. I don't believe they were able to recover the disc quite yet. It gets very murky very quickly here in the water at Mulligans.
Yeah, with it being so close to the edge, though, maybe the water dogs can help her out. Shout out to those guys. They've been diving in all of the lakes and collecting our discs for us all week.
Definitely shout out to all the volunteers helping out all week long here in Ogden. Couldn't have done it without you. Ella gathers her resolve there, puts in her putt there, and it was for par, but 3 strokes and the penalty. Jessica looks for her par as well. And Ella still peering into the murkiness.
Yeah, it's always a bummer to lose a disc early in the round. Is probably part of her strategy later on in the course.
Yeah. Looked like it could have been a fairway. Definitely came in with some speed. Holly Finley rocking the parasol.
Yeah, very smart. Important to stay cool. Don't want to get a sunburn out here.
Not a lot of tree cover here at Mulligans. So important to beat the sun out here as part of your strategy here at the Mulligans Golf Course. We see hole 6. Plays the second easiest hole in the day. Gettable par 3, 261 feet. There's a hill here which you can kind of drive your disc into off of the tee, which we've seen a lot of players play that kind of low shot that skips up the hill. Very similar to Ella's shot here.
Yeah, this one plays as an island, so your landing zone's about the size of the circle. You see Holly going to the backhand. This looks a little high.
She'll want a little help from, a little bit of help from the backers there to keep it inbounds.
I think she may have still been OB. I think those cardboards aren't there to help you. They're just there to be decorative. I believe the line's actually about a foot or 2 in front of that at the seat.
Looks like she does get the hazard there here on hole 6.
See Jessica going for the backhand as well. There is also a sidearm play. You want to hang it out wide of that tree on the left and kind of use the hill to spike into.
She elects to also go backhand. She'll be positioned at the base of that hill. Holly's bid from this drop zone, that's a tall order from there.
Yeah, I want to say that drop zone's just outside of circle 2, but you do have the hill behind to catch, so feel free to run it.
Yeah, the drop zone is 70 feet there on hole 16. That looks easily that far here on hole 6. Hole 16 at the Fort, of course, the most iconic drop zone here at the World Championships. Jessica couldn't quite cash in there. We see Sarah. She's got about a 25-footer here. Just under half the field was able to card a birdie here on day 4. Ooh.
Jessica gives that a good run. Nice and confident, but just a little left.
Let's see if Ella can cash in. And wanting to bounce back. She really wanted the birdie on hole 5. It was unfortunate to go out of bounds. But she can collect a 2 here. Nice putt there. Center chains for Hansen. Bouncing back. Ella, the only one to card a birdie here. Nice 2, and she will take the box back.
The PDGA has ignited the passions of professional and amateur members, paving the way for generation after generation of die-hard players. Disc golf isn't just your passion, it's ours too.
So we move on to hole 7. Hole 7 here at Mulligans. One of the longer par 3s, 441 feet. Played as the 8th most difficult hole on day 4. Again, water left. Sand trap hazards on the right. Again, one of these holes only featuring a 1% birdie rate. Let's see if someone can score here.
Smash from Ella. She's
What a
at
crush.
20 feet? That's
Unbelievable.
insane.
She just hit circle 1. Reminder, this is a 441-foot hole.
Puts that on a great distance line. Great control.
Yeah, she's been trying to lean into these drives, and she got a hold of that one. Pin high. Wow. 20-footer for her, too. Awesome drive from Hansen. Sarah Gilpin up next, trying to follow those fireworks. Oop, and she's testing those bunkers. I think she's going to find herself in the sand trap over there.
Jessica forcing it over, trying to get a little extra distance, but using its ability of disc to stay away from those bunkers.
And she's in a
great golf shot.
Nice position there. Not in danger. Really good look. Just outside
she
circle 2.
She can kind of run that if she wants to. You got the hill behind.
For sure.
She can get aggressive.
Holly Finley pushing a little right.
Yeah, this is the bunkers, but gets over them.
Wow. Skips up and safe. Oh, she actually has a nice kind of little elevation to your advantage over there as you approach the pin. As we see, Sarah was unfortunate to go in the sand trap for a hazard penalty stroke. And this is a nice angle of this backstop, which get a little tailwind there. Maybe drop down the bid from Jessica.
And Ella cashes in the birdie. I wouldn't be surprised if that was one of the only birdies of the day.
You are correct. When it's 1% birdies, that means there's one, and that one belongs to Ella Hansen. Nice 2 there, Ella.
Insanely good drive. There's probably only a handful of women in the world who can do a drive like that.
Yeah, 400 feet plus power, and really, I'm pushing 450 and accurate, and that's what you want to be a world champion.
Yeah, really cool to see. Nice job, Ella.
All right. The rest of the ladies will tap in. Will be a bogey for Sarah. Holly and Jessica able to card their pars. Again, one thing we've had to take out of the coverage here is the sound of the work equipment, which was definitely present on these first, I'd say, holes 4 through 7. Pretty prevalent, heavy equipment. Not easy to keep your concentration, especially when you're competing for a world championship. Hole 8 is next, 375 feet. There's the water carry. Definitely need to keep it high enough to get above that hill, because we've seen a few players who caught that hill and then rolled backwards into the hazard area. Again, an elevated pin on the top of a mound, so exciting things can happen near the basket. Here comes Ella, airing it out.
Ella coming off of 2 birdies in a row. She's looking to get on a heater here. Leaves it nice and safe. Can give that a bit of a run if she wants to.
This plays the second most difficult hole here at Mulligans on day 4.
Great turnover from Jess, looking to get to that flat spot.
And she'll be in a similar position to Ella for a uphill bid.
Yeah, this is another one of those longer par threes where the players really have to make a decision on how aggressive they want to get. Lots of OB right by the pin.
Again, Holly.
See Holly just going safe hyzer.
Yeah, a little shorter.
It's a nice little roll.
But she gets a nice positive roll off the hill, and she'll be in a nice position there for her approach. Here we see Sarah up next. Again, needs the height to get up, and we want this to stop rolling. We'll have to get a reading from the spotter here. Oh, she is safe.
Gets that green flag.
Gets the green flag. A sigh of relief.
Tricky footing, though.
But not an easy
Not
lie.
ideal.
Opting to go with the forehand.
Yeah, that looks like a harp. Sticks the hill. She'll have a little bit of work left for her par.
She's scrambling to save her par. Hopefully she can nail the putt. See Holly.
Holly giving it a run.
Whoa. That would have been a highlight. Great bid there from
Definitely.
Holly. And I think it was checking up just enough that she shouldn't be too far down the backside of that hill.
Yeah, she's just trusting her ability from that 20-foot distance to give her the green light to run that.
There you see that Annie floating putt from Jessica. Again, another nice bid. She'll have an easy tap in. Ella.
For the turkey, not quite.
Yeah, definitely two nice birdies in a row for Ella. Would have loved the turkey. But she won't be.
Yeah, it's a tricky putt from the bottom of the front side of the hill. We often have a little bit of a headwind, so you have to put the nose up. That can make the disc lift off to the left very easily.
You can see the extreme angle there from that camera vantage point.
Sarah catches that long circle one putt in for the par.
Again, not a long putt here for Holly, but definitely one she needs to stick, and she does it. Strokes can accumulate fast here with sand traps and golf greens. So close to circle one. So the utmost
These baskets
concentration.
on top of the hill, it's very easy to just putt back and forth, maybe throw in a bunker OB stroke or two. But these ladies walk away clean with a bunch of pars.
All right. We've got one more hole here on the front nine of day 4 of the World Championships. It's the 4th easiest hole here on day 4, 590 feet. It's a par 4. Again, this is an opportunity that Ella can display some of that distance, put herself in position to possibly take a stroke on the card as well as the field. 25%.
Yeah, not a lot of danger to speak of. Oh, and she's going roller.
Oh, let's see
I heard her
this.
saying on her Instagram she's got about a 500-foot roller out here.
Oh, I
at
think
the elevation.
I think we're approaching 500 feet here, Holyn. She's looking
Yeah,
for it.
I believe her.
Oh my goodness! Look at that shot. 590
I like the
feet.
reaction.
Yeah,
I like that reaction cam. She's just, oh yeah, I do this every day.
Ooh,
No problem.
sky roller hits perfectly, and I actually did go check out. That is a Enigma that she threw there.
Enigma.
Discmania driver. Just
Yeah, are we
stable
gonna see
enough
an
to
eagle putt?
stand up, and she has an eagle look. I'd say from about 70. So that means she put that one out about 520. Great drive there from
All right.
Ella. She's happy with that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of our players with legitimate eagle looks here at Mulligans.
Definitely not. You see Jess going with her turnover shot again. Really not too much danger to speak of off the tee here. Really, you just want to get enough distance so you have a nice, straightforward approach into the green.
Yeah, you have to be pretty far left for it to be a problem. So we saw a lot of players kind of push up the right side, flexing their drives for maximum distance.
And Holly just leaves it out in the middle.
Should be able to work with that. Sarah with a nice low shot. Needs a skip.
Yep, and she's in the fairway. Got a straightforward hyzer into the green. There is a bunker maybe 10 or so feet to the right, so looking to leave it high. Or low, I guess.
Okay, she's low here again. And it's pushing right, needs to get down, and it's short of the bunker. So she'll be safe there for her long birdie bid. Holly Finley to approach next.
Holly going straight, trusting the disc to hyzer back, and she finds that second bunker.
Yeah.
Let's see if Jess can make the correction. Yeah, she leaves this one a little bit higher. Lets it get to the left. Ooh, I'm not sure if that's OB or not, depending on where the line's painted. In round 2, that definitely would have been safe, but now with these OB lines, that might be OB.
Ella, 4-2. Oh, and it's just short, but definitely gave it a half run there.
Yeah, you're never mad about a tap-in birdie, though.
Okay, so with her penalty stroke, Holly Finley lines up from the sand trap. Oh, and she almost saves her par from distance. That was a great putt. Just off the cage and kicks right.
Sarah from circle 2 for birdie.
Wants the birdie. Sarah playing consistent golf here over the front 9. Really only that penalty stroke, the blemish on her card, as she is at +1 on the day. Jess also found that bunker, so that's a par. Again, I think we had a few players disappointed when they had to putt out just there outside the bullseye for their pars in the sand trap. But Ella takes down the 3. Nice 3 from Hansen there. And that's,
she's on 4 down through 5 now?
Yeah, that's a very hot start. Again, it looked maybe shaky.
Very hot.
Just for a couple moments there in the first early holes. She had the early bogey, and then she closed out strong. 4 birdies, including a big par save putt on 5 to go to -3. Holly Finley comes in at +1 on the front 9, along with Sarah Gilpin, and Jessica Weese is at even. Steady golf so far here on day 4. Players mostly holding still here on moving day, but there's a lot of golf to play on the back 9, and I hope you will come back and join us. Holyn, will you be able to come back and join us for the back 9 here of day 4?
Absolutely, if y'all have me.
Very happy to have you in the booth. Shout out to GK Pro for the drone flyovers. You've been watching coverage from OTB TV of the PDGA Pro World Championships presented by Grip 6. The back 9 is up next. Stay tuned.